Hello guys and welcome back to another Spore creation video. For today's creation we're going to be making the latest weekly request voted by you guys, and that is the Guardian from Breath of the Wild. This is something I've been really regretting adding to the poll. As soon as I saw this was the winner and I had like a good close look at it, like when I first saw it, first added it into the poll, I thought, you know what, it'll be tricky but it'll be doable. Now that I'm actually, you know, looking into it properly, closely, I see that this is going to be tremendously harder than I ever expected. This is just something that doesn't really translate well into Spore, and I've been racking my mind trying to figure out how. How can I do this? And it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be a bit of a struggle, but I'm gonna give it a go. And I'm hoping that by commentating it throughout, any, you know, like kind of mistakes or any like just anything kind of off about the creation or any struggles I may have throughout the way, I can then actually describe it properly and will hopefully get a bit of context as to however potentially off the end result may be, because I'm really not confident about this at all. So the first things first is I can see that's got 6 legs. Now I've got a bit of a technique in mind for this, but I may not be able to keep it in the long run. So I've introduced a new mod to my document recently. And that is a new mod by Sai, which is called the Unparented Foot and Hand mod. What it essentially does is whatever part that you put the unparented foot and hands on, you can put them anywhere on the creation at all, like, you know, actual hands and feet, like they function, they grasp, etc. And what actually happens is that not only does it give it a function where it can pick things up and it can walk, it actually alters the animation, so you can make like legit limbs out of parts. Like, out of anything. Like, it's kind of crazy, really, just how much of a potential, what's the word? The potential, that's the word. It's kind of crazy what kind of potential this mod can offer, and I'm going to be trying to utilise that in today's creation now. Although, getting a very, very first part of the creation, just simply making her legs, is proven to be a little bit tricky already, but hopefully it won't be too bad. The animation may not be very, very smooth, to be honest. I'm not sure how exactly this will turn out, but I'm hoping it'll be acceptable. But like I said, I may not be able to keep this technique entirely. I'm going to try for now. I'm going to see how complexity goes. But if I do get a bit screwed on complexity, I may be forced just to, you know, use like a really cheap part for the legs. Something I don't really want to do. Such as probably the antennas. The legs also seem a bit, they seem a bit small right now, like very, very short. But I'm just really, really conscious already in complexity because of the way I'm going to try and approaching the shell? Could you call it a shell? The chassis? The main body part? It's got like a bunch of weird patterns on it, and I'm not really sure it's going to be the most efficient way to do it, so I'm thinking I'll probably just, you know, throw nail downs all over the place. I have to wait and see. Right, I think that's about an acceptable length. Let's just make sure it's all about a good angle as well. Rotate that one slightly outwards, that one inwards. There we go. That's all nice and flush. Looks okay from every angle. It's got a bit of a dip there. Can I get rid of that dip? Like that. Oh, wait. There you go. Just do that annoying clipping thing that Spore likes to do sometimes. There we go. That's a lot better. Good. No, it's not. God damn it. Can I move that one slightly to the right? Yes, I can. Okay, hopefully that should be about right. Yeah, there you go. That's a lot better. So, for the claws, I'm gonna have to make it as simple as, because it's all gonna have to be the same colour as well. The colours as well are gonna be a bit of a big thing that I'm very concerned about. So what I may have to do then is just have a big flat foot like that. There you go, something like that. And then have just a couple of little tiny claws coming off of it. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely terrible in terms of complexity. This really is going to be. I almost think this should actually be a one-shot build, come to think of it, but that's going to take me a very, very long time, and I'm a little bit pressed on time right now. I'll tell you guys what, actually. I'll tell you guys what. If by the end of this creation it's not looking that convincing, doesn't look like it can really work out, at some point in the near future, I will go ahead and like remake it as a one-shot build if this doesn't work. It'll be tricky still, it'll still be like very, very tricky regardless. But hey, at least we get like a potentially better version of this version doesn't go as well as I hope. Now, at least the option's there. Right. So that's my feet. Now then, thanks to this lovely new mod, what I can do is add an unshackled foot. Let's just put it like maybe to the back of the palm. There you go, like that. And oh god, the animation's horrific. It's all jumbled. Oh dear, I'm already... This does not bode well. Alright then, let's just carry on. Let's just see how it goes. We've got 1 foot, but I've got 2 feet. Like that. Make sure it's about the same height and size. Not really. With the entire thing down onto the floor. There we go, so now I can, you know, judge it by the floor. Thank God for the new camera. Oh God, Rob, you absolute legend. The fact that I can now move the camera like straight onto the ground like this is just such a lifesaver. It really and truly is. So now I can really nitpick with the way it's all positioned like this. I can really make sure it's properly, like firmly placed on the ground. Okay, good. And then the last one at the back here. Like that. Like I said, guys, this new mod is in the video description, so you can already find it there. The new camera trick is simply dark injections, one of the later versions. So that is already accessible to you all now. And it is an utter godsend, it truly is. Like, just be able to zoom in closer to certain parts of the creation. Or like change your heights if you're into like making really, really tiny or really large creations. It's really good. It's good. Right then. Oh god, the animation's actually okay considering. Like, when you think about it, not a single limb is on this creation. Not a single limb. So that animation is actually quite okay. I don't really mind it that much. It's not fantastic, but it's really not terrible either. Okay, now for the rest of the damn thing. Oh boy. Right, let's try it then. So it's got a bit of a funky shell shape from what I can tell. It's got something like that, and then up above it, if I go ahead and... No, that won't work. Right, what if I make it upside down then, like that? And that doesn't really work either. What if I do that? That's a little bit better. Just a little bit. Can I move it? Oh, actually, this might be even better. That is horrid, but it works. Right, can I make this one just overall a bit thicker, a bit rounder? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's really weird looking, but it's kind of working for what I'm after, at the very least. So I do feel like that the entire thing is just really high up, like it's standing too high up. Let me look at a couple more pictures. Oh, yeah, it is. Crap. Right, in that case, we'll just get rid of that entirely then. Oh, God, I'm going to have to redo the entire thing, aren't I? Yep. Actually, maybe not. What I can try to do, there you go. If I can move these, see, the entire thing is meant to be more like that. And so it clips through the shell, which I don't want, but I may not have a choice in the matter. So if I do that instead, now it looks like it's floating, and then slowly move these ones like that. That kind of works a little bit. There you go, a little bit more like that, and that one's just gone to a bit of a weird angle now. There you go, like that. Oh, that's just gone all over the place. No! You see, Spore has this really god-awful habit that if you have a bunch of things that are stacked and connected in a certain way, and then you mouse over like an arrow, like an adjustment arrow, it will just randomly make everything pop out of place, and it is the most frustrating thing in the game. And it's horrific on buildings in particular. It happens all the bloody time on buildings. Not so much on creatures until the stacking model was introduced, in which case it happened significantly more often, and it was just... It's not fun. You know, to put it simply, it's really not a nice thing. Right, how's that? That's a little bit more like it. It still looks kind of weird, but it's a little bit more accurate to the creation, you know, where it's like the entire thing's very low down. As it looks like it's just about barely keeping itself up with its legs. Okay, it's a bit better. But I do need this entire leg here to just be moved a bit more forward. Like that. It's all about the same height. That one's a little bit too low down, actually. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit taller. Oh, wait, no, that's a bit too far. Just slightly taller. There you go. And that should hopefully be about it. So when I place it, do they all just like kind of snap back into place themselves? They kind of do. Yeah, they kind of do actually. Okay, that's actually quite okay then. If I go ahead and change the background, since for whatever reason I float in other editors, or other backgrounds, yeah, okay, that actually seems to be about the right height. Okay, not terrible. Making progress. We are definitely making progress here. But I dread to think just how far through I've gone through the through the complexity meter already. Since even with mods, even with dark injections and pure freedom, if I want things to actually animate and save and be stable, then they need to animate. As in, you know, there's still like some kind of limit. One I've described a few times in the past, and it sucks. To be quite honest. It completely sucks. Right. So I want to get a bit of a head thing going on here then. I just realised, what colour am I using here? Oh, recoloring lamp. Oh, thank God, I thought I used the wrong ones there. Okay, recoloring lamps, that's good. That means I can alter the coloration later on. Right, now for the big main part of the creation. So this is very tricky because when I look through all these images, I get like a lot of different variations. Like, I struggle to get the right impression. Some of them are like very luminescent and glowing. Some of them look really hollow. Some look completely solid. And it's really hard to get an idea of how exactly they're meant to look. So I think I'm just gonna have to wing it. Like, I really don't want to. I'd like to be a lot more sure about the creation, but it doesn't really seem like I've got much of a choice. What's really frustrating is that some parts seem to have like a bit of a hole inside them. And because I'm already tight in complexity, since I've just dished out so much into the legs, because I don't want to be lazy and use an antenna part, then I'm a bit kind of struggling to be able to, you know, add the legs in or add the holes in elsewhere, like in the little areas in between. It's, oh God, it's so awkward to describe. This entire creation is awkward. Like, it's really interesting, but I think this may actually possibly become one of the hardest creations I've ever made. And we're barely even, like, we're just at the beginning. And I already think it's going to be one of the hardest ones. It's just so, like, it's a very, very unique design. Like, I've got to hand it to the artists, or to the designers. Like, it really is very, very unique. My God, it's going to be tricky. Right, what I am going to try to do, though, is give it, like, a bit of a ring, because after all, it's meant to be a little hole here. And, oh, I'm using the wrong part. There we go. Yes, this part here is meant to be like a little hole. Therefore, if I just give it, like, a bit of a raised platform, there you go, kind of like that. Hopefully it will look a little bit better. I am still very concerned, though, about the potential, what was it, like the potential texture difference. Because sometimes the drone parts don't really texture quite the way I'd like. They're not the most consistent when it comes to other parts as well. Sometimes the colours are a little bit, they got a bit of a tint to them. And also, the little glowing parts around, I'm going to make that into pink there. Let me see, can I do that? Yep, that kind of works-ish. No, that doesn't work at all. Okay, I've got to redo that entire bit there. Right, the way I'd overlapped them and stacked them on top of each other, it just was not working very well. So let's try that again then. So again, have the little pink layer there. It doesn't even matter if it's not fully, you know, embedded. It's close enough. So I don't need that center bit to show. That'll be obscured by the black anyway. Have a bit of a hole there. Like that. And then we'll have, yeah, we'll just chuck on a black sphere instead. It's flatter, it's a bit easier to control and to see. It'll work better for what I'm doing. And make it all just a little bit smaller so it fits perfectly into the circle. There you go. Right, so that's one of them done. That's one of them done. Let me think. How am I going to do this next? I think I'm just going to have to do it one at a time, aren't I? So there you go, like that. And then one on the back. Ooh. Now that's just made me realise just how far apart the legs at the back are. But it may be a bit late to change them. I can kind of do that. It's not perfect. But that kind of works. And let me see, that's now a little bit too tall again. So, damn it. You can see how whenever I accidentally mouse over an arrow, the entire thing just shifts and jutters like that. Oh, it is infuriating when that happens. It truly, truly is. Right, there we go then. So yes, now we've got one of them at the back there. And it's kind of mirrored, which is not what I want. That's now just doubling the complexity for no reason at all. So there we go. Now it's symmetrical and centered. So we'll do the same thing at the back over here. So now it's got these funky plate things all around. It's meant to have them in between every arm and leg. Kind of like that. Okay then. So now then, just to preview it, I'm going to quickly give it a bit of a dark grey colour. and just see how that's looking thus far. Okay, it's looking close enough. For what I'm after so far, it's close enough. At least we can see, you know, the tanned arms and the grey body and the little pink outlines. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Let me just double check here. If I go ahead and make that like a really dark grey, will that actually come through? Will it change colour? It will. Okay, thank goodness. Right, good, okay. Just what I wanted. Now then. The hard part. Right, what I may be able to do actually, just to, again, like kind of help my budget a little bit, I may just be able to simply pour that through and have that kind of come through all over the place. So it's got like a lot of these little glowing pink things. And what I want to be able to do is to try and cover a lot of them. Although I'm now starting to wonder if I should have used a pink nail down to do this bit, because this isn't really quite doing what I wanted to do. It's covering most of where it needs to. Okay. This could probably work. Alright. Now there's another new nail down piece from the add-on, which is also in my mod descriptions. But can I not? Oh man, I don't have the nudge handle, damn it. So I can't embed them further into the creation. You know, like these big square ones here. I just don't have that, therefore it limits me. Right, instead, what can I do instead? I may just have to use... So, the part that I'm trying to do here, it's got a bunch of ridges and patterns all over the main chassis. But all these ridges and patterns are like kind of detailed themselves. They have like a bit of a ridge going on. What would be really ideal is if I could use the, what's it called? The ethereal, no, not that one. If I can use this piece here, there you go, the witch browed piece here. If I could just use that to kind of make all the patterns on the body, that'd be perfect. But the patterns on the body are a different colour entirely. They're not the same grey texture as is the rest of the creation. They're like a bit of more of a very dusty clay colour. So I'm kind of limited here, where I'm forced to use the coloured spheres. Now the coloured spheres are great on their own, it's just they're not something that I need for this. They're just not really going to give me that right material. But I may not have a choice on this. So let's just carry on then. And now I'm going to try and draw in the various patterns, and I really don't think that's going to be possible with complexity. I have to say, I do feel extraordinarily guilty adding this as a request. I'd say that the last time I added it in, the first time round, it got quite a surprisingly high, like a surprisingly positive response. It didn't win the first time round, something else won, so I went ahead and, like I've been doing for the last couple of weekly requests now, I've been putting the second highest voted things for the next week so they got a second chance, which is how this one won. And I'm starting to feel quite guilty of it, to be honest, because this is tremendously harder than I expected. It really and truly is, and I feel bad. You know, I might not be able to actually deliver this creation to the fullest that I normally can, and I actually feel, honestly, quite guilty. It's a lesson learned, of course. Like, and it does go to show, like, for sure, even with a variety of mods, just not everything is possible. This definitely can be made as a mega build. Like, as a mega build, as a one-shot build, all of these things is definitely doable. You can also make this in the vehicle and building editors. But as a animating creature, that is what I want to do with the weekly requests. I want them to be animating creatures. I want to have life in them and not be still a project. And I'm honestly thinking that that's just not possible with this. Which really sucks. It really and truly does suck. So if I can't make it actually animate, guys, or if I can't make it good while animating, for that I really, like, sincerely apologise. I realize this video probably sounds a bit dramatic. And I don't mean to. But like I said, it does just go to show that not everything is possible in Spore. You can damn well try and you can make some really good attempts. But just not everything is possible. That being said, you know, if anyone wants to try and give this creation a go, I'd absolutely love to see it. I'd really love to see other people's take on this. Because it's got me. This creation has definitely beaten me already. Like, what is this pattern? This pattern makes absolutely no sense. It just looks so weird. But it's what's on the original one. Oh god, what have I done? Right. Let's just get a couple more of the ridges. I'm kind of having to like add them a bit randomly. Like I can't even follow the pattern entirely because it's just so detailed. It's actually so detailed. And I can't do it justice. Right, let's have a bit there then. Like that. Okay, good stuff. Like I gotta do that pattern throughout the entire thing. I've gotta do like the head as well. Maybe I'll move on to the head for just a moment. That way it's not like completely abandoned. So for the head, it's got like the same little glowing pinkness behind all the markings and such. Which now that I look at it on the main portion of the body, the pink is just all over the place and it's just gonna be far too pronounced. But then the thing is though is that the ridges and the patterns are a lot higher up. They have a higher priority and they're raised. Therefore, I can't just, you know, chuck on a bunch of pink outlines because then the levels will be completely different. The depth, the actual depth will be completely wrong. Thinking. I'll just keep on going. You know, we'll keep going until we hit the complexity meter and then we'll just see what we can do after that. But yeah, this creation, like I concede already. Before I even begun, I concede. This one's definitely got me beat. Alright. So we've got a bit of a ring there. That is meant to be the eye, I believe. Let me go ahead and... It's only got one of these, isn't it? Yeah. So now we've got a couple more of these little... Actually, no. Those ones are little holes, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So if I go ahead and use this instead, I'm really hoping that this will have the same actual texture or shade or, you know, whatever as all the other ones. It's like I said, sometimes the drone parts, they have a bit of a tint to their shades and it can, you know, really give off the wrong effect. In fact, that one, can I not even change the width on it? Can I not change the width of the ring? No, I can't. Well, darn. Alright, that really complicates things. Literally, I'm going to add even more parts on now. Right then, if I go ahead then and raise it up a little bit, like that. And have a nice little flat bit there. Like that. Excellent. It just looks so odd. Like this is meant to be like a little steampunkish little hole rivet thing. And right now, it just looks like I'm making like some grotesque thing. Right, got another one down there. Like that. There you go, like that. Okay, good. There's a third one that is down by this angle down here. A lot smaller. In fact, that one there is a lot smaller as well. Okay, good. Kind of like that then. Still animating, so we've still got a bit of a while to go. Then it's got a bit of a weird line that just kind of juts down like that. Embed that in. There we go. Oh, that's actually a bit odd. There you go, like that. And another one beneath it, like that. And then the entire thing like kind of has like a bit of a thick outline just going through the entire bottom. So if I kind of embed it all the way deeper inside. The one thing I really, really adore about size colored spheres, probably my favorite feature, is just how much like room the nudge handle gives you. Like, look at that, man. You can move that so much. You can't really do that with most of the other parts. A lot of the other parts of nudge handles only give you like a couple of millimeters of space or a couple of millimeters of movement, whereas this one just gives you like a freaking meter, and it is brilliant. It is so, so handy, and it just gives you like maximum customization. And that is not even going through the entire way. What the hell? Mate, please. Come on. Symmetrical. That is not close enough. There we go. That kind of works. Oh, I'm really not impressed with this. I'm not impressed at all. This is a very, very big struggle. Right. Let's get another one up here, because I'm not going to be able to do all the patterns properly, unfortunately, so I can at least give the bit of a hint that there's more patterns. So like that. Excellent. Kind of. No, it's not. Move it up slightly and just move it ever slightly to the right. There we go. No, that's still not right. I'm just not winning. I'm just I can't win with this. Because the nail downs are actually like not symmetrical themselves. They do have like a bit of a difference, you know, left and right. And sometimes it's like extraordinarily subtle. 99% of the time you will never ever notice it. But in a really niche scenarios like this, particularly with mods, all of a sudden you kind of realize it and it's very, very just unhelpful. Quite simply, it's really unhelpful. Right, add a couple more of these little holy circles here. That kind of works. Give it another save. And it's got like some kind of crest at the top of its head before I attempt to do the rest of the patterns on the body, which I still think are a bit too thin actually. I need to thicken all the patterns on the body significantly more. How's this texturing so far? Let's just see the damage. Let's see the train wreck. Right, let's make that a bit of a dark brown. I will like, of course, make the colours a bit more accurate later on. For now, I just want to get a rough idea. It's not terrible. It's a bit cartoonish, but again, I can solve that later on with the textures. It's not entirely terrible. It's just not very good either, but it's not awful. Okay, I think I'm giving myself a little bit too much flack here. Right, thinking. Okay then, so for the little crust thing that we have, it's got a hole. Damn it, more holes. Why has this thing got so many holes? Right, that sounds like a really odd question to ask. Well, anyway, let's go ahead then and add some little devil horns by the look of it. It's actually what it has, don't worry. And then have another one come down the center like that, I think. Kind of hard to tell because, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the images vary quite a bit, and it's very hard to get like a very distinct, you know, consistent idea of how it looks. And then we get one of the drone ring items here. Go ahead and flip it out like that. I just wish I could make them thicker. That would just help me out so much right now if I can make the little rings thicker. But I guess that's about as good as I can get. Okay, so we've got the weird little crest thing. The head's a little bit too narrow, but I can't really solve that right now. I could have had some more of side parts that I need to reinstall. But for the time being, I'm kind of stuck with a bit of a weird cone shape like that. Now that I look at the general proportions compared to the actual image, the midsection, the body, is really, really small. And the legs are pitiful. The legs are pitifully tiny compared to the rest of it. So can I make that any bigger? Oh no, that's just made everything go wrong. So kind of like that. Let's just get rid of all these green parts here. Delete that, delete that. Delete all of them. Like that. Can I remove this entire thing? No, I cannot. Oh wait, what the hell? Okay, bit of a floating bit there. Well, anyway, we'll just adjust all the sides of these bits as well. That way they are consistent with the rest of the creation. This is I've just made everything a little bit bigger. Made the entire torso just quite a bit bigger. Let me see, make that be bigger there as well. Good, and then this bit here as well. Yeah, this is just... This has to be a one-shot or a mega build. This is so disappointing. I cannot make this as a regular Spore creation. Not as it currently is. I think if I really want to get it right, I think I have to ditch all of these parts here, which really is annoying. Because now I'm forced to use these cheaper parts, which just don't look as good. They just really don't look as good. But I really don't think I've got much... Oh, crud. I really don't think I've got much of a choice here. So let's try... Like, I can't even bend them the way I want. Let me see. If I make that quite a bit high up... Yeah, you see, I can't bend it the way I want to. If I do that... Oh, no, that doesn't really work either. Let me see. Like, I can't just have them do like a very simple little curve upwards. So actually, maybe like that kind of works. Okay, that kind of works actually. Right, that's alright. It's nowhere near as thick as I'd like. The legs are really dainty now, which is very, you know, completely wrong. But I just don't think I can really get much better given my current situation here. So let's go ahead then and add those feet on. Hopefully the animation isn't too terrible either. Let's move that to the right. Make sure it's all about the same height. Okay, good. And then move that over there. Make sure that's all about the right height. Like that. Like that. At least it's more spread out now. You know, we do have that bonus. And the... Oh my god, that animation. Oh no. Oh no. That's just terrible. That's actually just so terrible. I can't believe this is happening. This is... Like, is this actually going to be my first creation I've completely and utterly failed? Like, I can't delay this. I've already delayed this creation 1 week. I can't delay it another week. I really can't. Oh no, it's just so wrong. What do I do? It's like, I can't finish this. It's just, this is a complete train wreck. Oh no, like I know it's animating that way because they're currently on the, on that. Okay, I've got an idea. Maybe if I could just very temporarily take that off for a sec, and that as well. Oh, that looks so silly. Okay. Let's just do that for a moment. Let's try salvage it. I'm really trying not to give up, but this is extraordinarily painful. And I can only imagine how hard this is to watch. Or hopefully it's funny. If it's funny, then hey, at least we got something good out of this. Alright, let's just do that then. So we've got the feet, got one set of legs for the third, fourth something time now. Got another bit there. Yep. Oh, wait. Like that, good. And then we have a third set there. Okay, so now the animation shouldn't be as whatever it was before. Okay, good, like that. Then I've got to add that back on top. Hopefully not connected to any of the legs. Or I can't because the whole thing's bloody obscured. Right, if I put that there, it's still kind of... No, wait, why did half of it just disappear? What the hell? Half of it just vanished. Oh, why? Don't do this to me. Okay, there you go. So put those back. Let me just replace everything because apparently it glitched out a bit there. And then we'll just chuck this bit back on top of there. And then... Did more just disappear? Yeah, what is happening? There's just loads of things out. Like, if I get rid of this, half the face vanishes. And, wait, no, why? This is really glitched. I actually can't believe this. It's really glitched out. Like, if I get rid of this, they all vanish. If I keep it on, maybe if I... Oh, what the hell? Guys, I am so sorry. I really and truly am, but this just is not working. I think it's happened. I think it's finally happened. This is the creation that's beaten me. This is by far the hardest creation. Like, to get it to animate, I gotta emphasize here, to get it to actually animate, to have it be a functioning creature, this isn't working. You know, to actually have the details, actually have all the textures, be the right shades of colour, you know, to actually keep everything in place, to have it to the same standard as quality as I give all my other creations, to not, you know, just cut corners and ignore details and such. If I want to try and keep everything involved, my same usual techniques, it's just not working. It's too detailed for an animated creature. It's gotta be a mega build or a one-shot or a vehicle or a building. It cannot be an animated creature to the same level of detail I normally offer. Guys, I concede. It's beaten me. Wow. That is really, really depressing. Right, well, I will make it up to you guys. I will go ahead and redo this. I will do it as either a mega build or a one-shot. Probably mega build, actually. Yeah, I can say it's a mega build. This will be quite interesting. It'll take a lot longer, though. This will take a much longer period of time. But I promise you, we will not quit here. I'll quit here for now. But we will make something new. I promise you that. Guys, I am so sorry for those who are looking forward to the Guardian. I really and truly am. hopefully this has been entertaining in some really horrible way. As always, we got the next weekly request. You know, just check the top right corner. Check, it's on the screen now. Just vote on the next one, and next week we'll have better luck. I hope it was enjoyable to watch, and I'll see you next time. I'm so sorry.